The same old story, the same old repetition. Each and every time you come into the Olympics, especially when it comes to recurve archery, you end up on the disappointing end of it, because in the men's team event, in the quarterfinals of the recurve archery event, India have lost 6-2 to Turkey. Now, what is the most damning statistic about this entire thing is India are ranked number 2 in recurve archery. You lost to a 6th ranked Turkey. And the rankings at this point, it's a clear-cut proof it doesn't matter. On the day, if you do well, you will go into. Anyway, when you look at the recurve archery event, every team does well only to lose to South Korea in the final. That is the story. But India today, what can you say? After a magnificent performance in the qualifying, you ended up with a very, very underwhelming show, and a lot of questions will be asked. The archery build-up in Paris Olympics has been woeful, to say the least, especially with the off-court distractions that have been happening.
And Sidvi sir, I don't actually, it wasn't even a victory that was, a close fought victory for Turkey. It was quite convincing since the beginning. There wasn't even 1 minute in the whole game where India was ahead. Even after the second set, India just barely survived and made it
the third set,
made it to the third set. So it was really convincing victory from Turkey. It was just a matter of time when and how they won. Absolutely disappointing performance for India, and very clearly I felt that the team looked under pressure. It was clearly they were overwhelmed by the occasion, and you could see that by the kind of shots they also took. You cannot be taking 7s and 8s when you are in the quarterfinal, and you're just 2 steps away from assuring a medal for yourself.
Look, your first opening game itself, if you look at it, the first 3 shots that you had in the opening set, when Tarundeep Rai, if you look at it, he was Dheeraj Bommadevara.
7.
Dheeraj Bommadevara 7 was a killer. It meant that India were already on the back foot at this point. When he hit that 7, you could sense the disappointment that was there. Tarundeep Rai and Praveen Jadhav, if you have to look at one individual who really stood up today in the men's recurve archery event, it was Praveen Jadhav. He was hitting the 10s, he was hitting the 9s, he was keeping India in the hunt at that time. India were already trailing, so this was the first, if you look at it, 57, 53, 55, 52. So there was a considerable gap in the first 2 sets if you look at it. Remember again, the format, 6 shots in the first set. Whoever wins the set wins it they get 2 points, so it's 2-0. India could have very well lost 6-0, or they could have lost 1-5, but the last shot that the Turkish arrower had made, what happened was it was a very close borderline thing between 10 and 9. If it was 10, Turkey would have won it 5-1. Since it was just outside of the 10, it was a 9. India somehow, by the barest of margins, they stayed alive. But then we saw what happened in the second. Looking at it, everybody, 58-54, that was how it went. India did do well in the 4th set though. But unfortunately, it was way too late. Turkey, just in the last arrow, when it left his bow, the hooter sounded, it hit the bullseye. Turkey had reached the semi-finals. So Korea, China, then Turkey. Now there's a conflict going on between Italy and France that's going to happen. So it is not a good sign. And once again, like the women's recurve archery event, where they had performed so well in the qualifiers, here the men's team absolutely squandered the advantage. Now you only have the individual events to look forward to. There also you have no medal hopes, because there you are facing a much tougher field. India have never done well in the team event and in the singles event also. So today,
all sad day for the Indian contingent at the Olympics today. There were 3 opportunities of a medal. If I was being too optimistic, that was 2 from Ramita Jindal and Arjun Babuta. Ramita Jindal finished in the 7th in her event, whereas Arjun Babuta was really heartbreaking 4th, just by a few points. He missed out on that bronze medal. Few decimal points he missed out on that bronze medal. And then men's archery, I personally was expecting a medal from there also, but again the archers also have disappointed.
Yep. So your medal hopes for the day are done. Tomorrow is the only event that you have a medal is in the 10-meter mixed air pistol event, but that too it is only for bronze. So that is why today's medal events are over. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. And from me and Shashwat, it's bye-bye, but we'll be back soon.
With the dugout.